Hi, I'm Andre, and happy Sony Animation Day. Sony just decided to make up a holiday. Did you gotta work? Did you get some time off for Sony Animation Day? Did you set up your Sony Animation tree and pray to the Sony Animation God for peace of all animated everywhere? All the 2Ds, the 3Ds, the hand-drawns, the CGIs, the Flash, all animation is created equal on Sony Animation Day. No, seriously, it was a press event that Sony was doing to announce some of its upcoming animated movies and some new information about some of the movies that we already knew about. So, for example, we already knew that there was an animated Spider-Man movie that was coming up. We didn't know any other information other than it was being made and that it was going to have the people behind the Lego movie making it. Everything is spiders! But it has been officially announced after so many rumors and predictions that the animated Spider-Man movie will be based on Miles Morales. It will not be another Peter Parker story, thank God. I don't think we need any more of those. Yes, the animated Spider-Man movie will be the Miles Morales Spider-Man movie, and that's gonna come out in December of 2018. So, here's the thing, I'm happy about this news and also a little like, meh about this news. I don't know how to feel about this personally because on one end, I'm glad we're getting an animated Spider-Man movie. We've gotten so many live action ones and we've gotten so many Spider-Man animated series. So it's nice to be able to see or get the chance to finally see an animated Spider-Man movie on the big screen to have a different version or a different take of Spider-Man animation as a full movie. And obviously it's awesome that they're deciding to not use Peter Parker and instead use Miles Morales to give us a different Spider-Man story, something that the general public can get into. Because yeah, if you're a hardcore comic book person, you know about Miles Morales, you followed the story, but for the general audience, they may not know that much about it. And we saw what happened when it even got announced when a lot of people thought it was a replacement to Peter Parker and that hoopla. So it would be nice to see like, hey, here's this different story. But then there's a part of me that was still hoping that Miles Morales in some way, form, or fashion could have been part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, could have been a live action character. And hear me out. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know all the comic storylines. I'm not that smart and all that kind of stuff. Go to Variant Comics or Emergency Awesome if you need that fix. I'm just speaking on behalf of characters I've seen drawn in various places through various sources. So I know that there is a Spider-Man, Peter Parker. I know that there is the Ultimate Spider-Man or the Miles Morales Spider-Man in the black suit. And I know that there is a Spider-Gwen who's like got a little hoodie and a white suit or whatever. So here's what I was thinking. Since Sony still has a Spider-Man franchise, but they're now working with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so they're all in cahoots, I thought it'd be interesting for them to have their own thing, and what they could have done is have Spider-Man Homecoming with a Peter Parker Spider-Man, somehow maybe through a teaser or a stinger or just some kind of setup that they could mention that Miles Morales was gonna also be in this universe somehow, and then he would become his Spider-Man. Maybe he like looks up to Peter Parker, so he wants to do his own thing, and he makes his own suit or whatever, and then somehow Spider-Gwen ends up in this somehow. I don't know how. I'm just saying that somehow it works out where all three of them exist in the same universe, in the same plane, so that then Sony could have their franchise with their Spider team of Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Miles Morales. They could all be in the same universe, and it would still be connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it would be kind of like the Netflix series type thing of like, it's doing its own thing. You know the other stuff exists, but they're kind of over here doing its own thing, and that could have been Sony's thing. They still would have worked with Marvel, make sure everything was cool, make sure it all lined up, but that could have been their thing. You know, I know that's a weird thought, but that's what my brain was going with of how you could have done all this stuff with the Spider-Verse. You could have made a Spider-Verse, basically. I'm excited about this. Maybe, who knows, maybe this animated movie is a test from Sony to be like, will people accept Miles Morales on the big screen? And if they're like, oh man, we just made a bunch of money, make him live action today. We don't know. That could be the thing. I'm all for it. Just would have been interesting to see what would happen if they could have made it live action as well. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But I'm gonna see it, you know, I'm excited about it, so I'm gonna go see it, see what it's all about, see how it's gonna be done, see if the animated take is gonna have a different tone, especially with the people behind the Lego movie and 21 Jump Street. But I am excited about it. Just still would have been interesting to see live action. But then again, Sony has always been kind of interesting with their casting sometimes, so who knows who they would have picked to be Miles Morales. Jaden, sit down. But enough of all that Spidey talk. The big announcement is the Smurfs, man. The Smurfs, The Lost Village. You saw my reactions to those trailers, and I was all like, ooh, who could be in The Lost Village? I mean, I pretty much know who it's gonna be, but who could it possibly be? And even though I kind of had an idea of what it was going to be, it still was nice that it was still a secret. And then Sony Animation Day was just decided, no, we don't need no secrets. Here it is, boom, right in your face. That thing you think it's gonna be, there it is. Now it's confirmed. Now there's no secrets to be had about this movie at all. Go see it. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. If you don't want to know, if you don't want to be spoiled by the Smurfs movie, don't watch any further. It has been confirmed that Smurfs The Lost Village will feature a lost village of female Smurfs. Yes, and I'm talking straight blue, none of that gray, vexy, naughties nonsense. I'm talking straight up female Smurfs to go alongside Smurfette. They even have names and they have voice actors. But before we get to those, there's some new Smurfs that were announced with some Smurfs that we know and love that are coming back with new voices that they announced. Gordon Ramsay is going to be the voice of Baker Smurf. Makes sense. Jeff Dunham, that's the dude with the puppets, right? Is going to be the voice of Farmer Smurf. You know, they had Jeff Foxworthy before, and now they got Jeff Dunham. I guess that's the rule. If you're kind of a rural comedian, you get to voice Farmer Smurf. Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy. He's a comedian, so he's gonna be Jokey Smurf. In excellent casting news, Jake Johnson from New Girl, who's usually very grouchy and hyper, is going to be Grouchy Smurf. That kind of makes sense, actually. And in the most perfect of celebrity casting I can think of, Titus Burgess, Titus Andromedon from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, is going to be Vanity Smurf. That makes perfect sense. I know that they always got to do these celebrity casting things when you really want them to get voice actors to voice the Smurfs, but that's kind of perfection casting right there. Titus is Vanity. Nailed it. We got one image that showed some of the female Smurfs, and then People magazine had an exclusive image of who's basically the mama Smurf, or her name is Smurf Willow. It's like a cross between Smurfs and the movie Willow. Smurf Willow is going to be voiced by Julia Roberts. She's getting into the Smurfs franchise now. And all the other Smurfettes or female Smurfs, Smurf Lily, Smurf Blossom, and Smurf Storm. Is Storm a flower, or is she just named after X-Men? Is Storm this Smurf's favorite X-Men? She's like, I'm naming myself Smurf Storm. Michelle Rodriguez is Smurf Storm. Obviously. Ellie Kemper, Kimmy Schmidt herself, is Smurf Blossom, and Ariel Winter from Modern Family is going to be Smurf Lily. I kind of have a feeling, since Hefty, Brainy, and Clumsy are the ones that are going on along with Smurfette on this adventure, I feel like that those three female Smurfs are going to basically be like female equivalents of those Smurfs. So I picture that Smurf Storm is going to probably be a strong Smurf like Hefty, that Smurf Blossom might be a happy-go-lucky but kind of clumsy Smurf like Clumsy is, and Smurf Lily will probably be sort of the smarter one, kind of like Brady. That's my guess. Just based on those names and based on the design of the Smurfs and based on the people who are voicing them, who have played those types of characters before in other movies and TV shows. Again, excited. That was kind of what I was expecting. I kind of called it, but I still think it would have been nice to have seen it happen in the movie as opposed to revealing it, because now I think we're going to probably get another trailer, and in that trailer I feel like it's going to probably reveal everything there is to know about this movie and kind of spoil any surprises for it. But then again, am I really getting worked up about losing surprises for a Smurfs movie as a grown man? I really should think about this. I'm also wearing a Smurf t-shirt. I should think about that as well. It's a Smurfs movie, Andre. Why are you getting worked up? It's a Smurfs movie, dude. I know you love Smurfs. I know you grew up on them. You're a big fan of them. But at the same time, this is a Smurfs movie in 2017. Whatever. But it will be interesting to see more female Smurfs. I mean, we had Smurfette, we had Sassette, we had Nanny Smurf in the Smurfs animated series, and Nanny Smurf, I just remember, she just came out of nowhere. Like, Smurfette and Sassette were created by Gargamel. Nanny Smurf was just like, I exist. So I'm really curious what the backstory of these Smurfs are gonna be. Are they going to be also creations of Gargamel or someone else, or will they be natural Smurfs who came from the store like the regular Smurfs did, and they just weren't known about? They just had this segregated village by sex. Does that mean they're the black Smurfs? Which those exist, those are real things. Do they have a lost village too? Will that be the sequel? Like, we're learning gender relations in this Smurfs movie, we'll learn race relations in the sequel where they have to deal with the black Smurfs. Them black Smurfs ain't all that bad. I can't understand what they're saying because they just go gadap, gadap, gadap all the time, but I get them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then go do some research. Learn your history. Learn your Smurf history. Forget about actual history. I don't know anything about the world wars or who all the presidents were, even the capitals of every single state, but I can tell you what a black Smurf is. And I'm the problem. There's also some movie called The Star where a bunch of celebrities are gonna be talking to animals in the first Christmas, and also a Hotel Transylvania 3. No Popeye movie though. No talks about that Popeye movie being happening. That's just not gonna happen, huh? Oh, and let's not forget the best piece of information that this whole day gave us. Sir Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard, thespian, will be the voice of the poop emoji in the Emoji Movie. Hooray for Hollywood! So what do you think about all these announcements? What do you think about the Spider-Man announcements? What do you think about the Smurfs announcements? Thumbs up this video, and if you are new here, click that subscribe button and also ring that bell so you can be notified of future videos I make. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Addy 5000, Chain Chomp Smurf.